Now, also, you know how you ask someone, tell me about yourself, right? Or I want to hear about you. However you ask, whatever, or however the question is asked, do you notice how people will start to tell you their titles of the world, like the worldly titles? They'll say, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, or the obvious things. You know, I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a brother, I'm a father. Yes, those things are important, especially when it comes to familial titles. Those are cool. Those are better than the operational titles for the operation that you have just begun to do because that's what you chose to do. But do you see how there's no creation there? There's no, like someone created that title for you and you took it on and that's all you see yourself as because you do it every day. This is unacceptable. We must know who we are for real, like on a deep level, on the core, from the soul, from the psyche. Who are you? Who are you? What did you pick up from the collective consciousness? What have they shown you about yourself? What are your talents? What are your gifts? We are creators. Most people don't tell you that they're a creator because they lost their creative abilities. They may not have ever even tapped into them. However, if we are in the image of God, God creates. God has created everything that we utilize on a regular basis through collective consciousness. We are all a spark of God, okay? So why aren't we saying we are creators? Because that's what we are. Why aren't we identifying ourselves from our soul code? Because we haven't been taught about that. And we're not going off of our true nature, our wholeness. We're going off of the titles that were given to us and that were created before we got here. You see that problem? You see how big of a problem that is? Because this is another reason why so many people are confused about who they are because of these false titles. The titles are false. The titles are like temporary. I'm talking about the thing that stays with you and your soul and your consciousness when you no longer have this vessel. Who are you? This is what we got to get down to the nitty gritty. We got to get down to the core. That's the core. This is what people need to know because many people they can't answer that question for themselves. And they don't even realize that that's a problem. And it's just crazy how these concepts, they seem so small, they're so you won't catch them if you're not thinking about it. You probably wouldn't even care about it. However, it affects us as a whole so much because it takes you away from your wholeness within yourself and it leaves you in the dark about who you truly are from a soul and a spirit level. What do you love to do other than whatever job title you have? Not unless what you do for a living is in alignment with your soul code. That's different, right? Yes. However, if you just so happen to be like a cashier, just because the job was available, you qualified because you worked at a different store before and now you're a cashier. Somebody says, tell me about who you are. And you say, oh, I'm a cashier. No, you're not. That's just what you do for a little bit of cash on the side or something. That's not who you are. And this is the problem. People are not tapping into themselves to understand themselves. So they don't know themselves and they start just being swayed away to and from like a plastic bag in the wind. Just I know y'all all seen it. The last time I saw it, I think I was in a vehicle and I was driving and I guess somebody threw a plastic bag outside of their car because they wanted to be a litter bug, threw it out the car and I'm driving and I just see it's just twirling in the wind, twirling around aimlessly. Wherever the wind goes, that's where that plastic bag goes. And that's how many people are today. Don't be the plastic bag blowing in the wind. Take the time to look within. Don't be empty like the plastic bag. Take some time to fill yourself up inside and understand, what are you filled with? What is in you that makes you you? What do you like to do? What interests you? What are you drawn to? What you are drawn to is a key to you. Everybody's not drawn to the same thing, but if you're drawn to certain people, certain foods, certain music, you are tapping into your soul's code. If you're drawn to dancing, if you're drawn to drawing, if you're drawn to painting, if you're drawn to artistry, if you are a creative and you know you're creative, that's one leg up. That's real high, okay? Because at least you know something. You could say, I'm a creator. You could say, I'm an artist. And then you could expound on that. How are you an artist? What do you do to display your art, to share your art? You see what I'm saying? We are art. We are creators. Art is creative because art has to be created by a creator. That should be the only title, being a creator, if you ask me. I'm simplifying it, I think, but this is what it feels right. Just me saying it feels right to me. This is who we are. When you start to say who you truly are, you begin to align your ways and your thoughts with what you say. Who are you? Is the question. And I just wanted to come from you. But in all honesty, we're made to create. We're supposed to be out here doing all types of stuffs and figuring things out that aren't there to create them and make sure that they are there before we leave from here. We have so much beauty inside of us, and it's just really about letting it out. It doesn't matter what other people say. Whoever doesn't like it, that's their business. Continue to do what you want to do, and whatever you do that people dislike, if anybody does, which is likely that people will, that shouldn't be your motivation. That shouldn't be where your attention lies. It should always be you moving from your soul's code, because you have a contract with God, not these damn people. Not the people. Okay? No, not especially not the people that find a reason not to like you for no reason because they don't really have one. The only reason why people would even say that they don't like someone who's being a creative is because they haven't found a creator within themselves. It's the only way. That's the only, because other creatives gonna be like, oh, you creative? Oh, what you do? Oh, let me see. I like it. I like it. I like it. You see? That's a creator's mind. A creator wants to see the work of other creators because that is like, it's like a charge up, power up. It's inspirational. It's like, ooh, that's cool. You give them flowers, you give them bouquets, you throwing them around. You say, ooh, yay, all day. Everything is so happy, you know? And it's happy in such a way where you're happy for your brother and sister instead of finding a reason to be jealous and envious. That is annoying. I am so over it. Sometimes I'm like, how did I get here to this planet? That's how I feel. Huh? What is this place? It doesn't match me at all. So I gotta be here. I must be here. I'm supposed to say something. I gotta say the things. And sometimes I get a little silly because that's a part of me too. And that's a part of me. So you're going to see that too. You're going to see all of me. I'm not going to be hiding, meet, and acting like I'm not who I am because this is who I am. I have a lot of layers and I have to express all of them, because then if I don't, that's like disrespectful to God. That's how I feel. I feel like if I don't express myself in all of my beauty, all of my beautiful layers, that is disrespectful, because that's me hiding God. That's me hiding the best in me, which is the God in me. That don't make no sense. We're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to show God off so that the God in within others arises. That's the whole point. It's really about helping your brothers and sisters see themselves in you so that they can feel the power from you to then find their own power that's connected to the source that we all have, which is God. These things are the thoughts that I have in my mind when I just sit in quiet time and think. with the divine. In my mind, just like, yeah, there's something wrong there. Wait, I think we gotta fix that. Wait, can we put that picture up here because I think it looked better. I think it's a little crooked. Let's straighten it out. That I think about the world like it's almost like home decor in a way, because if something's broken, let's like make it better. Why y'all look that's ugly? Let's make it look beautiful. That mindset is ugly. Let's make that beautiful, because what happened to your brain is broke. And I know why it's broke. It's broken because there's people that keep trying to break it. They keep tinkering with your mind, making you think things about yourself that's not. This is all an illusion, okay? Hello? Anybody there? Pick up the phone. Please pick up the phone and answer. Answer the phone. Answer the phone. When it rang, when God called, answer the phone. God is your friend, okay? Like your bestie, the bestiest bestie ever, okay? The bestiest bestie ever is the God in you, because the God in you will always tell you what to do and will always help you to see things through, as well as see people for who they really and truly are. You can see people when they're broken. You can see people when they're trying to play with you, like, you know, when they're trying to like tinker with you, trying to make you second guess who you truly are when you know who you are already. So even if somebody try to make you slip up and trip up, you still gonna know who you are, no matter what they trying. It's like, come on, why are you doing that? That's not love. That's confusion. Anytime somebody try to throw a confusion curveball at you, you already know what's going on with them. Something is wrong. Something is wrong, and they need to be repaired on some level when it comes to their psyche and how they're receiving information, as well as how they're giving information, because something is wrong. There's a glitch within them. There's an anomaly. There's a defect. Something is wrong. Yeah, something is wrong. And I'm just going to say it like that because that's how it came to me. So I'm going to just say it. But it's true. When people try to confuse you on purpose, that is not God. God gives clarity. God gives clarity. God does not give confusion. Now, God will throw some tests at you to make sure that you're not confused, to make sure that you make the right decision, which is why a lot of times people keep meeting the same person, the same energy in a different body. That's because something inside of you keeps accepting that type of person instead of vetting people out to see who they truly are deep down inside. If you don't take the time to see who somebody is deep down inside before you go all the way, whatever that is for whoever that is, you end up selling yourself short, because you end up in a situation that you never even wanted to be in, off the strength of rushing, or feeling like you need to be with a person, or feeling like you just have to have a friend. I don't know. Everybody is not a friend. What's the point of rushing into a friendship or a relationship if you could potentially harm yourself and your emotional well-being? Would it make sense to take time to get to know the person to see if they're worthy of your presence? This is how we got to start looking at it. Maybe that sound a little like, a little like, maybe I would say a little bougie or something like that, like a little uppity. But in all honesty, there comes a point in your life where you just don't have time to be messing with people that just are nonsensical. If you on that type of time, that's not the time I'm on. I'm on divine time. You know, you want to be with others, be around others that are on divine time. If you're around people who are choosing to be on demon time, is that the time you want? Isn't that an easy fix? Like, it's either, what is this? Just ask, just figure it out. Figure it out from the jump. What is this? And if it don't align with you, leave it where it's at. It doesn't matter what's attached to it. It doesn't matter if it looks rewarding, because many times we think something or someone or what someone's attached to is rewarding, but it could be the total opposite. You could think that somebody is like a great pick just off the strength of what they have, but you're not taking into consideration everything else that goes into effect in that person's life that you will then take on because you're around them, if you don't take time to pay attention. Because whoever you're around If they're going through a karmic cycle, it is highly likely that you will be affected by it just by being around them. And that's just the honest truth, because everything is energy. So if you're around someone who has done some things that they have to pay back to the universe through karmic cycles, then you are going to be exposed to their karmic cycle. So if they beat somebody up last week and then they apologized to the person and the other person was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, but as soon as that person turned their back, they was like, I'm gonna still get you though. But they act like they pieced it up. There was no peace. It was just words. Words don't mean anything without the action matching it. And so you with that person that beat that other person up, the other person pays somebody else that nobody knows, you or that person that has the karmic cycle going on. And then they come in and they won't come for both of y'all, and you ain't had nothing to do with it. You see what I'm talking about? It's very, I know it was a little loopy, but I'm serious. Like, be mindful of who you allow around you.